So I want you to think about the last time you played really well. And I want you to put a number on it. And I'll bet you everyone's number is slightly different. What was your energy level? 1 would be basically sound asleep. 10 would be hyperactive. What's the right energy level for you in the cage? And everyone's a little different. Keep your hands down for a second. Because everyone's going to be different. If you give your answer, it might not fit him. How excited do you need to be? Who here thinks they have to be on the lower side? Kind of a 4, 3, 2. Raise your hands nice and high, because I think it's important that we see we're all a bit different. Who here is kind of in the middle, kind of the 4, 5, 6? Okay. Who here has to be kind of on the higher side, the 6, 7, 8? And I'm willing to guess we all know if you're at a 9 or a 10, you're probably a little out of control, right? So please nod. And if you're about a 1, you're probably 1 or 2, you're probably not quite excited enough. So keeping that number in mind. I mentioned preparation start. Isn't getting yourself to that energy level what your pregame prep is about? How do I get excited enough? How do I get calm enough? How do you take control of it? I had a player I worked with a couple of years back. You know how he got to the right excitement level? We had to change it because it was one of the most ridiculous ideas I ever heard. He said, in warm-ups, I got a team, they're really lousy at warming up a goalie, so they always fire high. And just about every game, I get stung between the pads with a shot. It really irritates me, gets me excited, and I play great. So there's a flaw in this logic, right? Get excited, but stand there as a target for your team, We probably have to figure out another way. So we got him figuring out, how do you get excited before a game? It's probably something physical, probably something mental. But how do you get excited? How do you calm down? Here's a few thoughts. So who are our guys that had to be like 6, 7, 6 and above? So if you're on the left side, you show up at the rink, you've had a long day at school, maybe there's a long road trip, right? Sometimes the trips to games can wipe you out. You just sit in the car, maybe you're on the bus. We got a couple options. Easy way to get your energy up is what? To get moving. Have you ever noticed that once you get moving around the cage, you tend to get that spike going? Force yourself to move it. Another option is get aggressive. When we're too mellow, we usually kind of creep back in the cage and we kind of sit there cautiously. If you start to go out and challenge shooters, does that spike your energy level? Yeah, why? Because it's exciting, it's a little scary, it's a good challenge. And then think about your keys to success, because usually if we're too mellow, guess what? It means we're clueless. We forgot to figure out, what am I focusing on? Take your first bunch of shots focusing on maybe you're keeping your hands steady, keeping your head on a swivel. Something that's going to spike you. Who are our guys that, needed to be on the lower side, a 5, 4, 3? So some days you'll show up at the rink, it's a big game, and everyone's crazy, and everyone's told you it's a really, really big game. So you're a little too excited perhaps, right? Easiest way to do it, first slow down, right? If speeding up your body gets you excited, slowing it down will what? Calm you down a bit. Have you ever noticed if you're anxious and you sit still for a minute, you tend to get really calm? Right? But what's tough? If you're anxious, is it tough to remember to sit still? Yeah. So if you force yourself, it'll make it work. Other options, breathe deep. Anyone here, whenever you're frustrated with someone, maybe your friend's talking to you, every loud, big sigh, go, you ever do that? Like, that's ridiculous, to sigh at someone? Why do you do that? To calm you down, right? Because if you keep listening to their gibberish, you're going to go nuts. You need to let it all go. Last one. Does anyone get stiff in the crease? If it's stiff, you're probably too excited. Drop your shoulders. Do it right now. Make your shoulders tight. Isn't this what it feels like when you're too excited sometimes? You feel a little rigid and tall? Drop them. One easy way to get your body at the right spot. So right now, if you're on the low side and you have to calm down, pick one off the right you're going to use in the future. If you need to be a little more excited, if you're on that 6, 7, 8, pick something on the left side that you can use in the future.